Noah the kangaroo bounded along the rocky shoreline, his strong legs launching him from stone to stone. The sun sparkled on the waves, and salty wind fluffed his fur. He loved mornings like this, quiet and full of space to leap. But today, something in the air felt different. A breeze brushed his ears, and far out on the sea, a small boat rocked gently in the waves. Noah squinted. Were those the disciples? He stopped on a cliffside ledge and pulled a smooth shell from his pouch. His favorite? He always took it along on his beach runs. He looked back out to sea. Yes, he recognized them now. It was Jesus' friends. They had gone ahead in the boat while Jesus stayed behind to pray. But the wind was picking up. The waves were getting higher. Noah's pouch flapped against his side. Something was coming. As Noah watched, the sky grew darker. The little boat bobbed and tilted in the growing waves. The disciples were rowing hard. Noah's ears perked up. The wind howled across the water. Then, something shimmered. A figure. Walking. On the water. Not in it. Not swimming. Walking. Noah's jaw dropped. No way, he whispered. The disciples saw the figure too. From the boat, voices rose in fear. It's a ghost, someone cried. Noah leaned forward, heart pounding. Then the voice came across the waves, strong and calm. Take courage. It is I. Don't be afraid. Noah recognized it right away. It was Jesus, walking on the sea. Noah's tail thumped in awe. He'd never seen anything like it. But the next moment surprised him even more. Peter, one of Jesus' disciples, called out, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you on the water." Jesus answered, "Come." And Peter actually stepped out of the boat, onto the waves. Noah's eyes went wide. Peter stood, balancing on top of the rolling sea like it was solid ground. He took one step, then another. The others watched, stunned. Noah's paws clenched. His heart thudded. Peter was doing it. He was walking on water with Jesus. But then the wind whipped harder, and Peter looked down. His steps slowed. His eyes filled with fear. Suddenly, he sank beneath the surface. No, Noah gasped. But before Peter could disappear, Jesus reached out and caught him. Just like that. Strong, sure, safe. Jesus lifted Peter up and said gently, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" Together, they climbed back into the boat. The moment Jesus stepped in, the wind stopped. The waves calmed like a sigh. Noah sat perfectly still, his chest rising and falling with each breath. He'd seen a miracle. In the boat, the disciples fell to their knees. "Truly you are the Son of God," they said. Noah's eyes shimmered. He hugged the shell close to his chest. The storm had passed, but the lesson remained. Jesus wasn't far off. He was right there, even in the wind and the waves. Noah sat by the edge of the shore long after the boat had drifted away. His shell rested gently in his paws. He couldn't stop thinking about it. How Peter had stepped out. How fear made him sink. How Jesus reached down anyway. It made Noah wonder, what if I get scared too? Will Jesus reach for me too? The next day, Noah walked along the beach in quiet thought. He practiced little hops along the tide pools. imagining what it might feel like to leap out in faith. The waves splashed softly at his feet. He didn't know how to walk on water. But he knew this. When Jesus is near, even scary things become possible. As he wandered, Noah spotted a group of children near the water's edge. One had dropped a basket into a deep tide pool. The others looked nervous. Noah hopped over, took a breath, and carefully reached in with his long tail. With one gentle scoop, he lifted the basket out. The children cheered. Noah blushed. One little boy smiled and said, "You're brave." Noah looked down shyly. "Not really," he said. "I just remembered someone who helps when we're scared." The boy tilted his head. "You mean Jesus?" Noah nodded. "Exactly." He tucked the shell back into his pouch and smiled. That night, as stars shimmered above, Noah lay on a warm patch of sand. He thought again of the boat, the storm, and Jesus' hand reaching out. It wasn't about having perfect faith. It was about knowing who to trust. Noah felt peace settle deep into his chest. If fear ever came, he knew what to do. The next morning, Noah found a quiet spot to pray. "Thank you, Jesus," he whispered, "for reaching out even when I'm afraid." He opened his eyes and looked at the waves. They didn't seem so big now. Not because they had changed, but because he had. As days passed, Noah carried the memory of that moment with him everywhere. When friends felt scared, he shared the story. When storms rolled in, he stood calm. Not because he was the strongest, but because he'd seen the one who walks on water. One afternoon, he sat with an injured bird who was afraid to fly again. "It's okay to be scared," Noah said. "But sometimes, the best things happen when we take a step anyway. And if we fall, He'll catch us." The bird blinked, then flapped her wings, and flew. Noah watched her soar, heart swelling. He knew now that courage didn't mean never being afraid. It meant stepping forward anyway. Because Jesus is always near. Whether you're walking on waves or just learning to trust, He won't let go. That evening, Noah bounced up a hill overlooking the sea. The sun was setting in soft gold and orange. He pulled out his shell and held it to his heart. It reminded him that small things, like one step, can lead to great faith, especially when Jesus is reaching for you. Noah learned that even when we're afraid, we can step out in faith. Jesus doesn't wait for us to be perfect. He comes to us in the middle of the storm. And He always reaches out His hand. Key verse. Immediately Jesus reached out His hand and caught him. "You of little faith," He said. "Why did you doubt?" Matthew chapter 14, 31. NIV. Later that week, Noah visited a rocky cliff by the sea. The same place he had first watched the miracle. He sat quietly, tail curled beside him, remembering every moment. The storm, the shout, the hand that reached out. His heart beat with gratitude. He whispered, "You were there, Jesus. Even when it was scary, even when Peter sank, you reached out." Noah took the smooth shell from his pouch one last time. It had always been a comfort, a reminder of something steady. But now, he realized, Jesus was even steadier. Whether the sea was calm or wild, Jesus would be there. Noah placed the shell gently by the water's edge as a thank you gift. The tide kissed it softly. Noah learned that even when we're afraid, we can step out in faith. Jesus doesn't wait for us to be perfect. He comes to us in the middle of the storm, and he always reaches out his hand. Key verse. Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. You of little faith, he said. Why did you doubt? Matthew chapter 14, 31. NIV.